And I mean, don't feel bad if you're not there. We're not gonna start with you.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, cool. All right. All right, we're here on the narrative page. Anybody want to remind us what happened last session?
Ugh.
5 hours of death.
But friendship prevailed
It did.
after the death.
After the
There
death.
was some death.
A whole metric 16 seconds of death. Specifically for one of us. Who shall not be named. But it's okay. He got better.
And Zakar's here.
Oh yeah, Zakar's
He had
here.
a very
Yeah.
epic
Yeah.
entrance.
As well as other friends that we were waiting on.
And Brando's having to really repair Wild right now.
Yeah, all you guys
Yeah.
hear is
A
just like,
crumpled tin can.
Right.
We need that sound effect.
Do you just keep the tin can nearby? Like, this is for when Wild gets damaged.
oh, it's absolutely not because I live in filth. Yes.
Okay. Look,
These are
no,
props.
zero judgment.
Guilty.
I would make the sound of all the bottles that's behind my chair, but it would take
Yeah.
me too long. Like, we're live already, and it would take me too long to clean up.
Warriors.
But yeah, Brando's going to need help and a crowbar in order to shape Wild back.
I mean, I also have healing skills. I mean,
I-
you do you. Just you're not the only healer.
Brando, are you aware of the magic that is magnets? And
Magnets.
I've heard that you
How
could
exactly
you
do they
could
work?
What
you
about just
could
like a
put one on me.
Alright.
giant suction cup?
All right, hold up. before you
I learned about them in Mechanist.
before you guys all leap headfirst into character, surely you are asking yourselves, how did Zakar get here? That must be an interesting tale.
Yeah, how did
Nope.
Zakar get here?
Let's ignore it.
That's right. I didn't spend all afternoon writing this read aloud text for nothing. So, let's turn back the clock to a couple weeks ago. I did not add something to the soundboard that sounds like a rewinding tape, but imagine that. Zakar, it's been 2 to 3 months since you stopped being a normal-ass adventurer and started being an authority figure. If only you from 5 years ago could see you now.
Yeah, I don't know how happy he would be, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's character development. I
Right.
guess, or something.
Zakar keeps telling himself, at least it's character development.
Pretty much.
As you march yourself and all of your troops and retainers into the bastion, what's
After
going
parting
on?
from his dear friends.
Yeah, what's going on in Zakar's mind? How do you feel?
Zakar is, at this time, definitely going to be focusing on what he considers the positive. Compartmentalizing the fact that he's being separated from his companions, which he is separated from for length of time going forward, in years, really now. So, not that he's alone by any extent of the imagination, but so ignoring what is now going to be a weird new territory of like social isolation, because obviously the people with him now kind of sort of have to listen to him, which is, processing that. In addition to the fact that he is getting sent to the Orcish front line, which, as he understands it, is the more defensive of the two fronts currently being established, which he's really hoping is not the case. And this, again, looking at the silver lining, is really, really hoping that he can just go fight all of the demons forever and isn't just going to be sitting here, holding the line like a jackass.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going through his brain, and also like the sensation of the ticking clock of, we don't have time for this. If these stupid kings would get off their ass thrones and just actually fight, this shit could have been solved already.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we have the two superpowers of the world amassing their forces to deal with an uppity minority nation, and the crumbling continues from there.
Yeah. Well, a few days later, all that you feel is boredom.
Yes.
You were received at the Bastion without too much ceremony. Your men fell in with the rest. The defenses had already been set up well before you had arrived. Coast is being watched closely, but all they have to watch is the naval blockade that's doing most of the work of keeping the Empress off of Daka's coasts.
Naturally.
God knows what's going on in the command tent, but you gather they're reviewing a mountain of scouting reports, constantly waiting for the opportunity to react in any way, shape, or form. Folks
And
at your level...
not doing that.
Yeah. Folks at your level have been relegated to managing more specific problems, like waning morale of your troops that have been asked to come to this shitty campground and try not to die of boredom. Do you have any clever ideas on how Zakar might handle that?
Yes, I do. Zakar will absolutely reenact specifically a little thing that the Five Pints call the Bifrost Tournament.
Yeah.
In addition to maybe some adduct Scoria games.
Right.
In order for his troops and any others who are, cooperative, shall we say, to keep the lads sharp, but also keep them from dying of boredom, or disagreements, or all the things that troops can and will die of if left to their own devices.
Right. God, I'm kind of like, I'm wondering now, like, what does a more mundane version of Blast Ball look like?
The answer is exactly the same, but without the dragon.
Right. Without the arena that changes shape at random.
Is there one guy designated as the dragon?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure.
No, because they're when it's old exposition of no. It's like no random soldier. When I was chosen for the Scoria games and we went to play Blast Ball, there was this scarab, and we caught it, and well, it turned into a dragon, like an elder bronze dragon,
Like a for real dragon.
It was.
Also, there was this guy with a teleporty hat that sent him to another plane, I think. And one time, something happened where he was on the other plane, and the blast ball just got chained down there. And then we didn't get it back, so the game had to end.
Quiet, Shoulder Cyrus.
Ish.
You're not here.
Shoulder
Gosh.
Cyrus getting into like some real like expanded universe world of beast lore right there.
It's true.
I like to think of your side Cyrus as like mini Magnus.
Oh yeah, no, that's the joke. Is,
I think technically that was Shoulder Grook.
It's me.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it's-
Cyrus was blind during that part.
Yeah.
That was Grook.
you were in the stands being like, "Yay" or "Boo." I don't know. I can't see.
Yeah,
That's true.
drama.
Mhm.
And Wild wasn't with us yet.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wild to think about. Actually, the Wild wasn't there. Wild, you would have loved Blast Ball. You would have
Yeah.
loved it.
It's true. He would have.
We'll have to play Blast Ball again sometime, just for shits and giggles. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's very interesting, Zakar. I feel like a dice roll is appropriate here.
Okay.
Just like a leadership check. We'll go with wisdom, even though that's something you're good at, and I feel like this shouldn't be something you're good at.
Okay. Well, you know what? It's it's kind of fortuitous that I built Zakar the precise way I did in 5th edition.
Hmm.
Not that I'm going to ask for a different role. But I did give him proficiency in intimidation.
Mm-hmm.
And because he has such a high wisdom score, I'm like, nah. You know, 18 wisdom and a +5 to intimidation. I think that bridges the gap.
Sure.
Anyway. 20 +4 for wisdom.
Hey, not bad.
19.
Yeah, that works. Teaching your men the ins and outs of some simple games is enough to hold their attention for a while. It even starts to bleed into some other units, you know, and help keep them in line to a degree. There is a yeah, I don't know how to add to that. It goes well. There's no major incidents, at least on part of your troops. But moving forward, this goes on for several days. Eventually, something interesting does occur. It was only after a week and a day had passed, but it kind of felt like it was the better part of a month. There was some kind of hub and or bub near the command tent, which it happened once or twice, you know, since you got here. But you're surprised this time because they call on you after the fact.
Specifically me,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, they summon you to the tent afterwards. So you get led to this tent, and you're met up with like a handful of officers, including General Barock. Hold on, let me push some buttons.
yeah, push some buttons for our audience.
Yeah, because General Barock is a person.
He is. Do I happen to know like anyone else who is here? Like any other notable personalities?
Nobody that I care to elaborate
General
on.
Barock and the other guys.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Here we go. Boop.
There's a 99% chance that's how Zakar views them anyway.
Yeah. This, by the way, is General Barock. You had met with him previously a couple times.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
He's the guy in charge here in the Bastion. So when you arrive, there's already kind of a tense silence in the chamber, and upon your entry, the general dismisses most of the crowd, leaving just a handful of guards. And as the crowd kind of disperses around you, you see, shackled on the ground of the tent, flanked by soldiers. Hang on, gotta push more buttons. How the fuck do I... Here we go. Is Morida.
Oh. Okay.
She...
I do,
Go on.
yeah. No, it's, out of character, I do remember her from long ago and far away.
Yeah, she... just to recall, because, like, this may have been forgotten in the interim, but she did travel here with you.
And she did give Gon
Oh.
his eye. Or she did sell a eye to Gon.
She got
Yeah,
hired...
in our previous adventure.
She had been hired by Davin. Davin had hired her and Great Club as, like, you know, spy party.
I have the eye now, by the way.
They're on my payroll.
Yeah.
Through the chain of bullshittery.
Yeah, all of which had come here with you.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, she's on the ground, chained up, and she's a little bit bruised, but she's conscious and she's looking at the ground wearily.
General Barak.
He responds. He says, "We have a problem, Baron." She would hold on, Barak voice. She was found burning important intel that she had stolen. Some of the others clocked her as one of yours. I assume you can elucidate.
Zakar stares at Morida. Well, she's on my payroll, but I can't say I can illuminate any standing orders to burn documents.
Is the rest of us present, or only Zakar?
No, this
This
is
a flashback.
we're flashing back to
We're not here.
Yeah, this is in another time and another place.
Okay.
There's a bit of tensity in this room. It's pretty clear the general is not sure how to proceed here. He doesn't know how much of this he should be pinning on you, or or what is going on. But he kind of presses you. He's like, "We haven't been able to get anything out of her. Maybe you can."
Yeah.
Zakar slowly sighs and says, "If she's not acting on my orders, so I don't know why she would be any more inclined to talk to me personally, but I can certainly assert enough pain on the subject and see if that'll work." But before resorting to that, if you would let me call forth one of my other vassals, as he is the one who hired Morida on into my service, that might get us further than mere torture.
All right. We will fast forward to that, I assume you're bringing Davin in.
I'm gonna ruin Davin's day.
Yep. Hey, more buttons I get to push.
True.
David!
Spymaster Davin Brink. Boy, there's a lot of characters in this game.
Yep.
Yeah, but Davin's great.
He's all right.
He's one of my favorites.
Davin enters the tent after a few long minutes. Looks at Morida on the ground, looks at you, looks at the general. You know, you're all looking back at him. He looks back at Morida, and he's like, "Well, I'm confused."
Well, apparently that makes all of us, Davin. Morida apparently was burning intel of some variety, and not I, nor the general, and seemingly not you, have any explanation for that.
Upon you saying that she was burning intel, he gets a look of absolute confusion on his face. Like, you know, blinks several times, looks at you, and is just like, "Why?" It looks at Morida, "Why?" He approaches her and like squats down to where she is, and is trying to like figure her out. And he's like, "Now, why would you go and do something like that? I know I definitely did not tell you to do that." And after a second, she kind of mutters something under her breath. And he's like, "I'm sorry, you're going to have to speak up." And she yells something at him in a language you don't understand. But it's clearly something said out of anger.
Putak.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like when a Klingon wants you to know that they're angry at you.
Morida, you have no way out of this other than the obvious. I am already stretched to the edge of my sanity from boredom. I have no patience. As he very tiredly says this, the staff starts crackling.
Mm-hmm. She takes kind of a deep breath of resignation. She eventually says, in a language you do understand, she's like, "And what would you like me to tell you, Baron?"
I would like you to explain yourself for myself, explain yourself for me and the general. If you have something worthwhile, it might just save you right now. Or if you are that content to die, then we will be happy to oblige you. But don't waste any more of our time.
Her demeanor shifts into maybe one of I don't know, acceptance. And she says,
After all, it's not like your situation can get any worse right about now.
Mm-hmm. She gets a bit of a grin on her face, and she says, "I am continuously surprised at the naivety of some of you adventurer types. Clearly, we can trust her. She gave us stuff. How fortuitous that she can replace the eye we lost while dredging a tomb that we summoned because we were bored on a Tuesday." There's certainly no way somebody could use such an artifact to track us back to her hideout. I should give you some credit, though. Hiding in an invisible flying ship, I can say with confidence we didn't see that coming. It made it very difficult to hurt you. I enjoyed watching it burn to the ground.
No, I liked her.
Chris has done his job.
No.
And there's awkward silence hangs in the room for a second. And she says, "Truly, Baron, it's a tremendous boon for the Empress that your king was forced to fill a seat in his court with your dumbass."
You know what, Morta? I agree. And I turn to General Barak. What can I say, General? I'm just some random adventurer who got way in over his head and brought a classic spy and traitor into your midst because I didn't have the sense otherwise.
The general just takes that in. Nothing is said right away. She continues to fill the silence a little bit. She's like, "You know, she watches all her vassals. You think your friends in the swamp are really traveling completely unknown to us? The bullywog is just about the loudest thing on two legs, and that's to say nothing of the obnoxious middle brute. I assure you, they're not prepared for what's coming. No one is."
Zakar laughs bitterly and just says, Yeah. I'm getting that feeling a lot these days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. General, do you want to keep her, or should I have the pleasure?
He says, "I've heard enough if you have."
Okay.
And she keeps yelling as if, you know, this is if this is her last chance to say anything, she better get it out. she just starts raving at that point. She goes on. She's like, "Mark my words, by week's end the pleat will run red. I'll be waiting for you at the gates of Dis whenever your matron can be bothered to do her job." As she's saying all of this, the green on her face starts to peel back into red. She starts to sprout wings. The guards have to grab her and hold her down.
Zakar punches her into a stunned, unconscious state.
Yeah, you put her down pretty quick. General gives a signal to the guards, and they leave with her.
I gave her a friendship token.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Davin's still here.
Davin is still here.
Yeah, and
most likely silent and dumbstruck.
yeah, at this, yeah, he is like you're sitting here thinking like, well, I'm well in over my head. The expression on Davin's face says something similar to 100-fold.
Zakar just like turns and looks at Davin and just goes, Yep.
He seems emotionally compromised by this whole ordeal. And when she is escorted out, he awkwardly dismisses himself. And after a couple of seconds, it's just you and the general in the tent. And he leans on a table, pinches the bridge of his nose in frustration. Thinks for a moment. So the Empress really has it out for you, it would seem. That puts us in a difficult position.
If you recall at my first meeting, General, when I spoke of graves still, first of all, walking this land, and second of all, being in said Empress's service, well, Zakar gestures in the direction that Morida was dragged off.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, like, she's only just the tip of the iceberg.
He says, yeah, I guess, this is the reality of the situation now. I didn't want to believe it entirely when I heard it. Truly is a storied life you lead.
Storied, stupid, and I guess infamous at this point.
Hmm.
And Zakar smirks.
I can think of more than one reason that keeping you and your people here would be a liability for the Bastion. And I'm open to suggest. I'm open to suggestions.
Shrugs and nods. Well, General, if you're open to suggestions, politely speaking, the men and I have been bored out of our minds since getting here. If you don't care what happens to us, then I would very much like to be let loose. That gets us out of your situation to compromise, or continue to compromise, as I should say. And frankly, I just want nothing more to run at Tierfang and settle this on my own terms.
He takes a minute to think that over, and he says, after coming to a decision in his head, he says, it's not because I don't care what happens to you or your people. Quite the opposite. But if there's any takeaway from this, it's that you are a rogue element, and it might be in my best interest to treat you as such.
Zakar nods again. I have no intention of betraying you, the king, Daka, or frankly anyone else within the land. But I can't possibly fathom what other baggage I may or may not be bringing into your army, Sir General.
He nods and says, I'm going to arrange enough ships to carry you and your men across the Pleat. And I'm going to authorize you to do whatever you need to do when you get there. And I order you to give them hell.
Zakar gives the general his old military salute.
Mm-hmm.
And firmly states, "Thank you for your understanding, General."
He gives a a different salute. What does your salute look like? Had we established that previously?
I don't know. We have not established that, but
All right.
obviously Zakar's salute is going to be
Mhm.
different because he's a Shatterkai from
Sure.
Serban.
Sure. Yeah. No, use your imagination, viewers at home.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
let me figure that out, and I'll tell you all next session, and it'll be awesome.
Sure. All right. I mean, I don't know what the orc salute looks like either, but
Yeah,
you know,
it's fine.
Yeah.
And so Zakar turns to leave, understanding
Mhm.
that he is dismissed.
Mhm.
Takes several steps and then stops. Does the anime head turn
Mhm.
and quietly says to the general, "And I'm giving them all 9 hells."
The fucking
Nice.
tagline.
And walks out.
Yeah, fucking, you know, pyrotechnics, light your way out.
Yeah, it's just deal with it mode engaged.
Right.
Tenchi. Cease.
Fucking Judas Priest plays you out of the tent.
Yeah, fucking breaking the law starts playing.
All right. So,
Oh, we need a like a guitar riff sound for Zakar.
It needs to be like a really distinct guitar sting, just like.
yeah. Anyway.
I head back to my people, and tell them to start breaking down camp and getting ready to move
Oh, yeah.
because we're moving out, whole 9 yards.
Mhm. Yeah,
And,
in the interest of time, yeah, in a day or two, you guys will be well on your way.
okay. And then I gather all of my minions that have names.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, Davin, Arcade, Rogan. Can't remember.
Your
who else I brought.
team. I just had to look it up. What I call Team Gray is Zakar, Arcade, Rogan, Mazak, Davin, Morda, and Great Club.
Okay, yeah, it was Mazaku I was really forgetting.
Yeah.
'Cause,
People
like,
you did not bring was Mazoga, who is watching over the keep, and Lon Tanglefoot, who, for all intents and purposes, is your gardener.
Yeah, he's a non-cadet.
Yeah. Aside from that, pretty much everybody came with you.
Yeah. Okay. It was Mazak who I was forgetting, and I gathered them into my little barren tent, and it informed them of what has happened with Morda and all of the consequences thereof. And I gesture to Davin, saying that he is not implicated in any of this, and can bear witness to the fuckery. But other than that, let them all know, and dismiss them all, except Davin, of whom I sit him down, pour him a drink, being like, and just give him some small talk of like, hey man, that shit wasn't your fault. That goes back like years before I hired you. So don't let it get to you, because she fooled literally all of us. And I know you're doing your best, as are we all. And also, LOL, bruh. Woof. None of us signed up for this shit.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah. The message is well taken. He was clearly in that guilty headspace of like, man, only I've been the spy master for what,
3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks at this point, and I've already been out spied by somebody I hired. Yeah, he doesn't feel great about it, but your point is well taken. He has a couple drinks, excuses himself to, sleep on it. That will go a long way in helping his mood going forward. And over the next few days, it's you guys at sea, sailing across the fleet. It's while you're in transit that there are reports coming in that there's another force also sailing across the fleet, and they were moving from the Bulwark, which is kind of a surprise, but you chalk it up to just the speed of communication, the limitations of communication.
Hashtag fog of war.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a little bit of correspondence back and forth. It becomes clear that they're on a similar agenda. So they agree to meet you at their landing, and then when you land on the other side and you meet up with these Stormguard, that is when you meet with Commander Volric Steelbrow and Gwendolyn Barrelbrand. I'll just fucking go ahead and let's see.
Press some buttons.
I'll press buttons. That's Gwendolyn. Y'all remember Gwendolyn? And that's Commander Steelbrow, in case you forgot.
Yep.
They're both really cool.
That's been a hot minute.
Yep.
Hey guys, aren't you glad we didn't fuck these people over?
Are you asking us or your?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking my shoulder party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Me too. Especially because Gon's an asshole.
Yeah.
Make it work.
It is his alignment.
It is.
It's true.
A lawful asshole. Anyway, yeah. Gwendolyn doesn't have a whole. She introduces herself, but she doesn't have a whole lot to say. But you talk with the commander for quite a while. He mentions in passing, like it. To your knowledge, everybody kind of has standing orders to just hang out on the mainland. So seeing anybody moving out this far seemed kind of strange to you. You expected your guys would hit the coast, like D-Day.
Oh yeah, no, we're going in like the fucking 101st Airborne.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
6 hours before Normandy.
You did expect it to go down like that, because as far as you knew, the other side of the fleet was just chock full of fiendish blood. And that's not what happened at all. There was a landing site waiting for you when you got there. And there was already, these Stormguard guys making their way over there. And when you're talking to the commander about why that is, he says, I received word from some independent agents that they had pushed through and secured a landing across the water. So I've decided to start moving troops over in preparation of the assault upon Fairbrook proper.
Oh really? pardon an inquiry, but I deem it prudent as our allies in the cause. Did these forward agents happen to consist of a bullywog, a warforged, and a halfling?
Cut to recognition on the commander's face. Cut to flash forward. You guys are storming the bridge.
Nice.
Very well, I accept.
It's very much like that. After it just like that. Like it's been a fortnight since you left Black Ram Keep, and now you're charging into the front lines. For being the first time on the battlefield, your troops did not disappoint. With lightning bolts spearheading the path, your troops cut a swath up the biggest bridge ever built on Eos, sending panicking devils running into the warm embrace of their home plane. Most stayed and fought, to be fair. Those that were lucky enough to have flight got out any way they could. A few opted to jump off the bridge. Maybe gravity would be kinder than your voltaic fury. Very good. And full disclosure, I am out of read aloud text. That brings us to the present.
Goodness.
The first thing that Brando's fixing is Wild's legs.
Yeah. At this point, the sounds
That one
of,
didn't bend that way. That
sounds
one
of battle.
bends the other way.
sounds of battle are starting to die down, and all of you are given a chance to breathe after the whole ordeal.
Well, how do you feel about digitigrade legs?
No. Nope.
No? Oh,
Nope. I'm just gonna say it hurts. Hurts a lot.
yeah. Well, we're all alive at the moment. Technically, we weren't a moment ago, but we're alive now. That's important.
It was like she was like one long noodle of muscle.
Brando, do you need another diamond?
Yes, I'll take the diamond.
I'm giving you the diamond because you historically have way more success with this.
Okay. Brando takes the diamond. Now I'm
Okay.
rich.
Sorry about dying, by the way.
Apparently, it happens to us all.
Brando's also a little bit in shock, like he's just working on Wild just there's never been a battle this tough before, and if it wasn't for
The car.
Brando's just busy trying to ignore the scarring right now.
Zakar, you're here.
Zakar turns from his troops to face the shouting of his favorite frog.
Yay. How did you get here so fast? How did you know we were here? I have questions.
Zakar turns on his heel and bamfs over to in front of Cyrus. And says, "Oh, well, some shit happened, and well, you might say I got evicted.
Oh. That sucks. I'm sorry.
Then I hear something about, these free agents, about trying to move the front line forward. And, well, frankly, I wasn't about to let anyone beat me.
Oh.
So,
That sounds-
here I am." And he just smiles.
That sounds about right.
Zakar, you are most welcome to come. Oh, Brando, the other way. There we go.
Brando takes the crowbar and cranks it the way that Wild directs him to.
Oh, I could finally bend my shoulders again.
Is there supposed to be a loose bolt?
Hey,
I will account for that. If you see anything, collect it.
I've collected several teeth.
I see one.
Oh, Sakar, this is not the wild mother, the bramble mother.
The other mother.
Our friend. She's a goblin, but she's a tolerable goblin.
Yeah.
She's a good goblin.
Yeah.
Not like
she
the other
had-
one.
She's got crazy powerful magics, man. She got.
Yeah.
I give Cyrus a look like.
So this was a little bit racist towards goblins. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Zakar, you're introduced to a tiny goblin woman in a slightly tattered but pretty nice dress. She looks rather out of place in this entire scene. Bramble Mother, I mean, we kind of went over Zakar last session, but a couple of points that I don't think we iterated on.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I wanted to iterate on a few points too.
Yeah. I think Bramble Mother at least would be aware of what a Shadow Kai is, because they are actually not terribly rare in this particular
they're a
world.
prominent race, yeah.
Yeah. They're not particularly rare in this world. But are you familiar, Allie?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Actually, I should to reiterate, because this is a really old game. We're kind of going by 4th edition definition of what a Shadow Kai is.
True.
Yeah, because as I recall, they tried to reskin them as being elves in 5th edition, and we were like, no, we already got dark elves, thanks.
Yeah, exactly. So, the parallel that we're using is that Shatterkai are the drow equivalent of a human,
Okay.
which is what they were in 5th edition for all intents and purposes. 4th edition for all intents and purposes. They were just dark humans.
Yeah. My headcanon for them is kind of that, like, when an entire civilization of humans is deprived of that much vitamin D, they have to create a very competitive internal culture in order to not die of depression. And it kind of comes out in every aspect of how they present themselves. They're all ostentatiously dressed. Almost always covered in tattoos.
If not trophies.
Yeah, boastful of their accomplishments, that kind of thing.
Okay. See, I give him like a look up and down, like, oh.
Oh yeah, no. It's,
Um,
upon this introduction, Zakar's face is the epitome of this emoji.
Oh no.
Because he was just introduced to what was being described as a super powerful, magical, tolerable goblin, which is a sentence he never thought he would have to think in his life.
She's like the polar opposite of Grook. In every way.
Who? Is it Grook?
No one important.
That's... You know what? By asking that question, you have already answered it, Bramble Mother. You pass.
I thank you.
Your name's not Dreadstench, is it? Last name? Sorry.
Oh no.
Okay.
Actually,
Zakar hisses
no.
over at Cyrus and is just like, you wouldn't ask that first?
I'm sorry.
oh, my name is Wanda Sanderson Merriweather Arbuckle Dispel. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, she's very, yes, wonderful. Very wonderful to meet you. Again,
I take my little hand and try just
Zakar gently shakes the tiny goblin's hand,
Mhm.
just like, okay, you,
it's shaking a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
you double pass.
Yeah.
I guess you should probably know me as Baron Zakar the Cure.
The cure? What does the cure stand for?
Bramble
Or
Mother,
mean?
Bramble Mother, make a history check.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I know how to do this thing. Yes, I do. Here we go. What's my 5? Okay.
That moment when the accomplishments of a player character prompts a history check.
You know you're doing it right.
Yep. Yeah, you have heard, like, he threw a lot of words and titles at you just now, but you do recall stories of this individual. It's not uncommon for monikers like, like the Cure to fall upon people for accomplishing, particular deeds, and the populace will just, tag those kind of titles onto somebody as an honorific. In this case, he put down a particularly mean mercenary who was terrifying a lot of the mainland populace for a while, who himself carried such a moniker of the Plague. So that's where that came from. But otherwise, this Zakar fellow is an adventurer of some repute and has recently become the Baron of Blackram Keep, which is a big deal.
I see. Oh, I'm very sorry. I bow. I didn't know that I would be in the presence of nobility. I mean, I.
Zakar waves his hands as it's like, oh no, we don't do that here.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because, like, you're the guy you're staring down. Kind of, I mean, for all intents and purposes, he looks like a Sith Lord carrying a staff that is always sparking.
and not like a very well kept Sith Lord. Like, no,
Yeah.
this is a weird feral Sith Lord.
Yeah, he doesn't really carry himself like nobility.
If you want to make another fun like nature check, you might be able to identify the teeth that he is hanging off of him.
I will. Nature. Oh, dang! I did not. Okay. Uh, 14.
Grandmother, have you ever seen dragon teeth?
I have not. I've spent so much. I apologize. That's dragon. I apologize. I've spent so many years in the swamp that it escapes me. But I've heard stories, and I've heard. Oh my god.
Oh no, that was out of character. I should say.
Oh no.
But if you don't know what dragon
no.
teeth are, then you don't recognize his necklace. But obviously you've spent enough time in the swamp to realize, oh, that was not a small creature, and those are some very mean teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just wearing them casually. He also has this weird paw hanging off of his belt.
Yeah, 14 nature, you could identify that as a knoll, or it used to be a knoll.
Yeah, it definitely was a knoll at one point.
Zakar has fought many battles.
He's a badass. Yeah, we
And-
know.
Oh, actually, and we have one other detail that we need to go over. He is also just kind of sort of casually glowing.
He's blessed by God. And then Wild kind of like does like wookie fingers at you, like.
And you can tell just at a glance that it's definitely some sort of a divinity, not as obvious as akin to a holy symbol, So again, out of character. If you're familiar with anything to do with the Raven Queen, you would like recognize this as Raven Queen shit at a glance.
Probably. Raven Queen's important enough. You'd probably pick up on that.
I don't believe in. They're not real. Shh! Don't tell him. I said
Wild,
that.
Wild, we've talked about this. It's fine.
Fuck! It didn't prove my point.
Yeah.
All right, never. Oh, okay, guys. I actually have an important decision to say. Gods aren't real, except the Raven Queen, who very much was.
I just
She
pointed.
put me back in. Everyone else is fake, but her, real.
But well, my eyes, now they're fixed, but they were glowy.
Don't know him.
Don't.
Fake.
Where does my power come? I summon Valiant. Where does he come from?
Sometimes I could look at aminals and know what they're thinking. Where does that come from, Cyrus?
But Valiant just literally appears out of nowhere. You can just talk to wildlife that's around. Valiant is special. He's celestial. Anyway, hey Morg, have you met our friend Zakar?
They get too close to one another and they start fuzzing together.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Morig just comes morphing out of the underbrush.
He homers into the scene.
He just reverse homers.
Yeah.
And-
Last session we said he de-homers.
And now he
Oh yeah,
re-homers.
he de-homers.
Mhm.
And comes trotting along to join with the group.
Oh yeah, you'll love him. He's very, very sneaky, and I still don't know where he is.
Morig,
Brando, bend this eye open. Ow.
yeah, I was gonna say, like Todd, go ahead and say something like out of character.
Yeah.
No, Brando's too in shock right now.
Oh, okay.
But
About
it's
Wild?
very important, so hopefully you guys will figure it out.
That he's in shock? Or what he's in shock about?
No, he's too in shock to... I can't say it because Brando doesn't know it yet.
Oh,
Out of character. You're in shock.
Out of character.
Yeah.
understood.
Wild picks up the Brando from under his arms and then just places him onto the seat that Wild was sitting on. And then Wild just goes, "How about we just hold on a moment, okay? I'm fine.
No, you need to be fixed.
Like I
need to repair you."
I saw you after like 30 seconds, and I just elected to leave you there and see how long you do it.
I actually stopped doing it because I thought she was scratching my screen.
Oh no.
I would have kept it up the whole time.
I apologize. I'm not trying to interrupt, folks. But I'll link it real quick just so you can
Do it.
see
Alright.
what I'm dealing with here.
Your cat is a fucking biscuit.
No, this is not my cat.
Oh.
This is the other creature I live with.
Oh.
But no, Brando is obsessed right now with getting Wild's legs to work.
As you're working on that, eventually, like, Arcade disengages from the from the crowd to come see what's going on. And she just kind of like, she's resting a sword. She's definitely been using it today. Resting it on her shoulder, and she approaches and kind of silently appraises all of you. She looks at you, Wild, and she's like, "What did I tell you about feeding yourself to dragons?"
Wait, she wasn't a dragon, she was a snake. But fair enough. Can you help my leg bend the right way?
Not my
Brando
department.
takes a
Put
Sorry.
your foot there.
hammer and starts pinging it.
Okay.
Put your foot there and then push down.
both crowbar and hammer and foot.
Do you need some extra strength? I can help. Also, out of character, I didn't realize Arcade was there somehow.
Oh yeah. If I
Leaving
was
the
not,
Verbidas.
if I wasn't clear about it, let me find the list again.
No,
She was
Arcade
the commander.
Well,
Well, no,
I
she-
didn't. She wasn't on the.
Oh.
She wasn't in the scene, but
But she was present at the battle.
Zakar did travel here
Bringing
with
up the back.
all of his troops, but also Arcade. Rogan is here with his mount. Mazak Wellright, also Goliath. He's arguably the leader of the Vervidas. Davin, you know, I guess
Davin.
I guess Morda can come off this list. And Great Club, who's really hard to miss.
Hey, Zakar, where's Morda?
One thing at a time.
Yeah,
Alright.
just jumping right into that question. For
Hey.
I should say, like, for Bramble Mother's benefit. This is Arcade. This is
He's
the
awesome.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is the lady that just approached.
Oh wow, she's badass.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
Very tall. Oh, and very strong.
And very wise.
But
Yeah, unofficial team mom is
Yeah.
who Arcade is.
Oh.
Yeah, she kind of looks you over. Yeah, she jokes with you guys a little bit for for about Wild's condition.
Brando is still in shock.
Yeah, she probably she maybe at some point is directly addresses you, Cyrus, and is like, how is it going, Cyrus?
Oh, well, I mean, we've had some deaths today, but people are better, so about the same as last time you saw us.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Well, it is good to see you all well and good, as such. She
It's
looks.
good to see you.
She looks over by the troops again. She's like, "Great Club, don't eat that. Indigestion."
Oh, great.
bad tummy. Bad tummy.
Before I forget, Zakar eyes Bramble Mother and Morig.
Hmm.
Says there's an issue that requires discussing because I have news from Bastion.
What news?
Well, you know how the devils can shapeshift and do weird shit like that?
The devils can. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. They can shapeshift. I don't like that about them. I'm not going to. Hey, wait a minute. Cyrus, are you a devil shapeshifted?
I mean, how would I know?
Fuck. That's a good point. Damn it.
Ironclad defense.
I cast a zone of truth on myself. I still don't know.
Okay.
Wild runs in and screams, "I am a devil." What's that third word in there?
Not.
Not. I'm not. I'm not a devil.
Okay, Brando.
Congratulations.
But yeah, and it is with great regret and stupidity that I am to inform everyone here present that we have one less goblin because she wasn't a goblin.
I think she was an orc.
She was an orc.
Was she an orc?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
I was just thinking that myself. I was like, wait, was she an orc?
No, I remember her as a goblin for some reason, but I guess that's just my brain being weird. Okay,
Yeah.
She's
we
not
have
an orc
we have
or a
one less
half-orc.
orc because it turns out she wasn't an orc.
Oh, I do have her down as a goblin.
Oh,
Oh, what,
okay.
seriously?
See?
Yeah, I did.
See, I told you.
The art
Shut
made
up.
her look like an orc.
I found art that was way too cute.
I like that she's a goblin. I like that she's a goblin.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah,
have
she
more
was a
reason to
goblin.
not like goblins.
I mean,
Yeah.
This makes more
It's
sense.
more and more
though.
of a bad.
Supplies.
yeah. I mean, to be clear, she
Sorry.
wasn't a goblin.
Yeah.
Not for real.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so we have one less goblin because she wasn't a goblin, and according to her, she's also the reason why we don't have an airship anymore. And Cyrus, you're gonna want to get rid of your good eye.
Huh?
Good. You asked it.
Oh.
Morda was a devil. And she has been setting us up and spying on us this whole time.
I'll
Brando
take it.
frantically comes and tries to go like, I will destroy that thing.
I take the ersatz eye
Mhm.
out of my skull.
Brando, make an intelligence check.
Okay. Character sheets. Where's Mozilla? There we go. 5 pints, Brando, and
Actually, I'll say anybody who was there when you guys met Morida for the first time can make an intelligence check.
Ooh, intelligence.
Check.
Ding. I'm
well,
so good.
unfortunately,
Would insight be like relevant to this?
No,
just
this
for
is
int.
this is a straight up like to recall information that you guys
Oh,
might
okay.
have forgotten.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine.
That's appropriate.
Oh no,
Oh.
Cyrus, you
points for
poor
Cyrus.
child.
Points for Cyrus. I'm marking it down.
Oh,
Not
no.
that Zakar is doing any better, but that also is in character.
Yep.
Wait, are we also marking down the reason that we get ones?
No, just how many you get.
Can I do the help action? Wait, was I even there?
No,
I
you were
don't
not.
think you were.
You
No,
were
I
not.
wasn't. Never mind.
The
We're
city
good.
was coming down around us. There was a giant robot that
It
Came out of a
it was
mirror.
right. Yeah, it was right before. Yeah.
That was a different era. Of
Mhm.
Yep.
God, it didn't seem that long ago either.
So, with traitors, spies, and betrayal in mind, Cyrus, we're gonna cast Zone of Truth on your new friends.
Well, I mean, I just put it up. It's still up.
Got that close.
Well,
Yeah, I mean-
no, and I'm dead serious. You're spending this spell slot. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll mark it off.
I mean,
Okay.
you had said you cast it on yourself, but I
yeah.
think it is a zone regardless. So
It is
Yeah,
an
it's
AOE.
a 60-foot
Mhm.
60-foot zone. Lasts for 10 minutes. It's still going.
Okay.
I'm not a devil. I'm not a devil.
let me look it up.
Also,
You create a
Cyrus-
magical zone that guards against deception. Oh, sorry, 15-foot radius. 60 foot is the range.
Mhm.
15-foot radius.
Yeah, still.
Start.
Creatures need to make a save though.
Mhm.
Or they could willingly fail.
That's true.
But can't
I-
you? Don't you know if someone beats it?
Let me see.
Does it
You
say
know
in the
whether
spec?
each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw.
There you go.
How do I?
Yeah,
How do I do?
we've read that one a number of times.
Yeah.
It's an important bit
It's-
of a
it's-
spell.
It really is.
Yeah.
Kind of
I
falls
haven't
apart
used it
without
that
it.
much recently.
Okay.
Ooh, that is a good point, Brando.
Eh?
Brando's looking
Brando
to...
tries to make
Checking
sure
out
the
the
eye isn't booby trapped in order to destroy it.
So that
Brando,
way, if you pull it out of your head, it does bop.
yeah, Brando, you go ahead and make an Arcana check. We'll get back to that in a second.
I mean, I've already pulled it out.
Yeah.
it should be noted that it changed. It was in Gon's head before it was transferred to my
Yeah.
head. So
Yeah,
if
no,
it was gonna
it's
blow
not,
up,
it's not gonna do it that way. But anyway,
I cleaned it
Zakar
first.
then goes back to Bramble Mother and says, "So I know we just met, but I'm going to have to ask you to step over towards Cyrus's spell there, because we have a problem with traders and lookalikes at the moment. So, if you could kindly confirm that you are not working for the Empress, that would be great. And we're gonna have him, gestures to Morrig, do the same thing right after you."
I'm sorry I said mean things about goblins. I didn't mean it. It's really just about one goblin. It's
Yeah.
not you. You're great.
Yeah, and Cyrus, you would know that Bramble Mother did resist the effects of the Zone of Truth.
That is fair.
Cyrus, you might want to
Little
tell
bit.
Bramble Mother to not do that.
Or take it. What does Bramble Mother say anything
You don't. Yeah,
besides?
you don't know. Zakar.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything, but I was just a little bit like a little offended. Like after the whole goblin thing, I'm a little
Yeah,
offended.
no, perfectly reasonable.
I'm a little,
Cyrus is
so I'm like
racist.
a little bit.
I'm surprised it's
Sorry,
like
you're
it's not coming out here. Yeah, listen.
You're still processing.
Yeah, and like you've only just met us. It's fair for you to be cautious about us too. But
Certainly, I step in there. I'm not working with the Bramble. I'm not working with the Bramble. I'm not working with the Empress.
we appreciate that. Can I insight check?
Well, you already know.
Because you
that-
resisted, right?
Yeah.
Its resistment does not entail truth or lie. It
Yep.
just
No.
entails resistment.
It just means that she is able to
It just means
do whatever
that-
she wants.
Yeah, it means she could lie if she wanted to. So
Yeah.
you can make an insight check.
I mean, I believe her. But we did just find out about other treachery from other people that I trust.
Mhm.
I gave a friendship coin to her. Morda. Oh, I have terrible insight. Oh, not that bad. I see all the things.
Mm.
She's looking at. She's just really a. You can tell just by her actions that she's just like. What the like? Just this resolute stare right at the
How
car.
dare.
Yeah,
But she seems truthful.
and
She seems upset.
she seems. She seems very upset.
I mean, we've put her in kind of a tough place. Hey, maybe we should talk to
My
Maury.
question.
Sorry.
My question, with all due respect, Baron Zakar, how do you know that? And again, my sincerest condolences on the treachery of your friend. But how do you know that this Morada was actually that was discovered was actually the true Morda?
That's true.
Could she be somewhere?
That's a good point.
Could there?
Zakar.
That was just a thought that came.
Zakar sighs and steps forward into the zone of truth, purposely failing saving throw, and says to the Bramble Mother, "It's a fairly minimal chance that is the possibility. The information that our former friend, one of my now vassals,
conveyed to us after her treachery was caught and she began to reveal herself as not a goblin like yourself, but in fact a devil in disguise, is far, far too poignant and far too detailed of our long-standing circumstance with Asmodeus gesturing to Cyrus, specifically his eyes, gesturing to the artifact and saying, in addition to that, we have every reason to believe what she has said, because the biggest treachery of all is that Asmodeus and his ilk, of whom the Empress of Tierfang is a part of, has been tracking my friends and I, our group, using that artifact specifically, and has killed a number of our friends with that information. And given that that artifact came into our possession from her upon our meeting almost instantaneously, there's no reason to believe that she was not a traitor from the beginning. Unless there is mere happenstance of all of that. But even then, she would have been replaced, well, most likely years ago now. And so if she was replaced, then it's possible that Morda, the goblin that we knew, never actually existed in the first place. And if you think I'm making any of that up, well, Cyrus knows.
Circling.
So I
Friends
can
are
al-
doubled. I look at Cyrus's eyes, and I'm just a little bit of confusion, a little bit of sadness.
It's a long story. Also, I just remembered I can't actually see your faces anymore, so I'm not sure if that insight check is legit.
Yeah.
All I see is just a
No,
vague
you
glow.
can hear it in her voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So, Bramble Mother, yes, I can understand why you're offended of this situation. But there's no more taking chances.
And as you shouldn't. I mean, I've been in this swamp over half my life. It's been a long existence, and I have seen what the Empire has done. So, as they've trampled through my lands, as they've trampled through quite a couple of my husbands, very sore point. Anyway, and also they have stolen my chocolate-covered cockroaches, which is something that I can never abide by. So, truly, we've all suffered, and not to any extent that you have, and to that I mourn. But I do understand the stakes there. And
I
for
appreciate
that,
your
I'm sorry.
understanding.
It's not a competition, and I mean, why stop trusting people now? We've been screwed over before, but if we didn't trust anybody, we wouldn't have the friends we do have.
And we wouldn't have gotten so many of those friends killed, Cyrus.
Ah,
I know you're trying to be positive because that's what you do.
she's fought beside us for, what, 3 days now? I think if she wanted to stab us in the back, she's super powerful. Like, we could be so dead. I believe it. I don't know. Brando, what do you think?
Brando is too obsessed with the eye right now.
and trying to just implode it.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Well, not just implode it, but see if we can trace it back to
Oh, reverse scrying.
Yeah, this scry works both ways, bud.
yeah.
True.
yeah. So it's important to note, Brando, that the only thing that's required to scry on somebody is some amount of familiarity, which means, like, assuming that Brando got the whole story from Zakar, about what Morda had said, it could be implied that anybody who had previously been in contact with the Eye would be able to scry on the Eye. And that was probably the method used. That is to say, the Eye has an enchantment on it that allows somebody to use it as a normal eye, should they have a vacant socket for it. But aside from that, there's nothing about this. There's nothing about this magic item that it doesn't have tracking magic on it.
It's just rare as fuck.
It's not even that rare. It's not even a very powerful magic item. The only purpose it serves is acting as if it was a normal eye.
Yeah.
It's like getting a cybernetic replacement for the eye. That's all it does. Most likely, its importance was one of familiarity, not one of arcane means. That is to say, nobody needed to ensorcel the eye in order to scry on you. It could have been anything. She could have given you anything as long as it was something they knew about. They could find you through it.
We had something else as well.
Oh no.
That's okay. Good, Brando. That's why I made you make the intelligence check that nobody got. If my memory serves, she also gave you guys like an amulet of health.
I don't fully remember either. I just remember we bought like 1 or 2 items off of her.
We
Yeah.
did get a couple. I don't know. Maybe Gon had that one.
Let me check some character sheets.
Yeah, tell us what the stats on the thing are.
Stats of
Wild
the
folds.
What?
Amulet.
stats of the amulet. I seem to recall you getting like a periapt of health or something like that.
That sounds familiar. I just don't
Then-
remember if I read it. I
That
didn't have it.
does.
Then I think Brando would have taken it because he's low on health.
Well, tell me what is on your character sheet, because that's important.
Probably not that.
Mhm.
I'm going
Maybe
to
check your roll 20.
character sheet. Google Documents.
Hey Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, I don't have it.
Good. How specific does the familiarity have to be? If they had one thing that was very similar to other things that everybody else, just what everybody else I've ever met had, would that be bad?
Oh, you're referring to the friendship token?
Yeah.
No, I mean they can when you scry upon the thing or the person.
Only like, but it has to be the specific one, not a vague type.
Yeah, it's not like
Okay.
detect. It's not like what is it?
Locate object.
Locate object, where it's like
Okay.
tell me where the nearest brothel is or whatever.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking for, in the case of scrying, it's like, no, show me this particular brothel.
Got it.
No, that's Brooch of Shielding. Takes half force damage.
BRB.
Okay.
Okay.
Shall we just assume that Brando has it?
You know what? I think Wild was there because I remember him with the shovel trying to dig out a wall. We also had a portable hole.
I did dig somebody out of a thing.
We had
Do not
there was
understand how unbelievably confusing this is right now.
sorry, Bramble Mother. Yeah. Welcome to the team. We're glad to have you. You too will have weird adventures.
Yeah, I could
I
safely say
indeed
I do
guarantee
not have
that.
it.
Yeah, I'm looking at Well, I looked in the magic items, but I didn't look in the items and locations. Tinker, tool,
Yeah,
bag,
I haven't
sample,
found anything.
Yeah,
alchemist,
I looked at my full thing.
Wild, do you remember the portable hole also?
Uh,
I
I
have
do
vague
remember the
memories of
portable.
shenanigans. I think that's where the creature came out of, right? Like we borrowed a portable hole maybe
Mm-hmm.
from the dwarves.
No, it wasn't a portable hole. It was it was that mirror they gave you.
Okay. I thought we had.
No, they gave you
I remember the mirror.
they gave you a magic mirror and
That's right.
it was like, hey, deliver this to the sewers, and then you did. Or
I
no,
thought we were trying to slide.
no, I'm remembering things wrong.
I'm loading up all the.
I don't remember.
I
Well, we
should
should
have
go back and watch that
if it
episode.
were given to Brando.
I might have to do a deep dive on old episodes to figure out what the truth is, if it can be located. But at any rate, nobody appears to have the item that I think it was.
Could have been gone.
If we have it, then we get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
We had
I
an
mean,
NPC.
Realize that too.
Mm-hmm.
it could have been one of Kevin's characters. It
Mhm.
could have been Thomas.
Yeah, I mean,
True.
I just
Not Thomas's character.
Wilhand was also like we met Wilhand outside of there, so it's possible we gave him some stuff. Wilhelm, sorry, not Wilhand.
Yeah, because I remember that parapet of health.
you do remember that? Because
I
cannot
remember.
I cannot find it on
I
like
remember it being a thing.
8 different character sheets.
Yeah. I'm also on. I've looked at Wild on Google Docs, Wild in Roll20,
Yeah.
and Wild here. No parapet.
Yeah, yeah. If that was a thing I gave you guys, none of y'all wrote it down, so maybe it was never claimed.
We
I
wrapped
know.
that around the horse.
Yep.
It's still in this backpack.
We shopped. The eye was the important one because it was immediately useful.
So what are you
Oh, man.
what are you attempting here, Brando?
Arcana on the if we can find that little thing, Arcana on it to identify it and just to see what extra magic is in there.
On what?
What are we talking
The
about?
eye?
Healing thing or the healing.
We don't know
parapet.
if we have it.
we don't know where it is.
Nobody can confirm that other item even existed or was picked up. Like, it might just be sitting on the beach outside of Dhaka because you guys never took it.
Yeah.
It might have been one of those, but nonetheless, we cannot find it, so therefore it does not exist at this point in time.
Yeah.
Much like children, if it's not in front of us, it's not real.
Yeah.
May I cast ritual, or I'll just sit by. Can I sit by Brando and try to cast, or I'll just look at it and try to ritual cast detect magic on it.
Brando hands the eye to Bramble Mother. Go for it.
Well, while you're doing that, hey, the timer on my zone of truth is still ticking. Hey, Morrig.
Yeah, Zakar it turns his attention to Morik and is like, "Hey, Scales, I know you heard all that. Let's go."
He's also really rad, Zakar. Like, I know you're good at murdering. He's also good at murdering from far away.
He could shoot so many arrows so quickly.
Yeah.
One thing at a time, guys.
And then the Bramble Mother can do magic. It's crazy.
She did this illusion that was like a mile wide.
Morig.
I blush.
Yeah.
Morig kind of stalks forward and into the zone of truth, eyeing Cyrus. And steps up to Zakar and and is actually still taller than him now that I think about it. So you're just seeing these two edgelords have like a stare down.
Does he willingly fail the check?
Oh, he does. He
Mhm.
does. Because without a second thought, he's like, yeah, no, I get where this asshole's coming from, and he's super right. But that doesn't mean I have to like his stupid face.
It's an asshole off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Squint.
Yep.
And
Yep,
Zakar
I was aware of that. Yep.
being an asshole.
We know this, Todd.
Okay.
As Zakar turns to his friends and like, does he talk?
Huh? No. Sometimes he shoots arrows and then he makes a funny quip like, got you.
Okay, so he's not a mute.
No, he's just stoic like you.
Yeah, and
I
Morg
feel
just
like you
kind of
guys should be friends.
and Morg just kind of chuffs and was like, I'm not a mute. I just don't like you. It's like, yeah, I don't like me either right about now. So, are you with the Empress or not? Because it's my job to babysit these idiots. And it's been a while.
I feel like we were doing pretty good, without, not that we don't want you here, but like, I'll be quiet.
It's like we were just informed that one of our friends was a Cambion in disguise, Cyrus, and used that disguise to murder our houseboat.
Oh, yeah.
That was
We're
a fun
all
ride.
we are all idiots.
Well,
And then turns
yeah.
back to Morg.
Except for Arcade.
And then Morg very clearly states that I, Morg, Ranger of Bahamut, am not a Cambion, am not any kind of devil, and I guarantee you I hate the Empress more than you. And Zakar turns then to Cyrus, looking for a thumbs up or a thumbs down on Zone of Truth.
Thumbs up. Also, I just remembered I have another skill that is super relevant to the situation.
Oh, do tell.
Divine Sense!
Oh, yeah.
Let you
You're right.
detect Fey Fiend and Undead? Was that a sound of affirmation or?
Yes,
Okay.
sorry.
Then in that case,
I'm not good at being a paladin.
there are only fiends, in the enemy forces present, if they're even in range.
I give a thumbs up in the general direction of Zakar, wherever his blobby shape is. His blobby soul shape. Like, no fiends except for bad guys, we're good. I mean, obviously they're bad guys. No fiends except for the ones that we already knew about.
Zakar nods, says, "Great," and like smacks Morg on the shoulder. Welcome to the team.
Zakar, there was this snake lady, and I threw her off a bridge, and she crumpled me. She crumpled me real good.
Yeah, while
You got her
I
too.
saw it.
But we got her back. But we got the other town and the other bridge, and it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. They're fine. Ow.
Brando?
You sure did, buddy.
By the way, can we
We
kill the people in Fairbrook? Not the frogs, the bad Cambions. The Cambions in Fairbrook. We should kill them like today, tomorrow. Very soon.
I mean,
Very soon.
I
is
think
all I'm
that
saying.
I think that was the plan. They're eating people.
Not like right now. I still like talking and everything, but
Zakar, they're eating people. I mean, I guess we probably knew that.
I mean, we never assumed that they had any nice intentions, so yeah, that tracks.
Well, do you need healing? Brando, are you okay? You've been so quiet.
Brando's just focused on the eye, trying to see what else he can get from it before destroying it.
Do we have to destroy it? That was useful to me personally. I
They're
mean,
using
I'm cold
using
by
it.
Bahamut vision.
Much as I like you being able to see Cyrus, they're using it to scry on all of us.
All right,
So
fair enough.
So it
So
needs
I'm-
to be destroyed at best, or thrown in the river and covered in mud at worst.
Can we put Cyrus in some kind of box?
It's fine. I've got a seeing eye horse. I summoned Valiant.
Watch for your step there, buddy. I don't know if Valiant can talk. That's not.
In Cyrus's head, he can't.
Anyway, we need to move. Because they most definitely know that we are all here right now. Again, gestures to I. And apparently, y'all have already done some accomplishing, so we also need to debrief on the whole situation. So, where's the nearest best spot to camp out?
Man, do we want to go back to Coldberg or try to take that fortress?
Can Wild take 10 minutes to commune with nature?
Yeah,
Wild.
absolutely.
Might as well.
Wild.
Eh?
Give this eye to a bird.
Okay. Hold on.
Send it to, I don't know, Fairbrook or something.
Oh.
Or a squirrel.
Wait a minute, guys. I got a really good idea. There's a pool over there. Huh. Wild has the eye, and then he says, "You guys, we could use this. I could give it to a bird, and we could tell them. I could tell the bird to like go to that bastion place, that like castle, the Iron Fortress, and it would look like we're going to the Iron Fortress, but we don't even go to the Iron. You know what I'm talking about?"
I
I'll
think.
take Brando faints.
What the fuck? Shit.
Brando! I don't have any really on hands.
You okay?
I was
I'm
just
supposed to
shaking.
concentrate for 10 minutes. God damn it.
Now I have to start all over.
Thankfully, it was only 57 seconds ago.
But yeah, Brando's out for now.
Just taking a nap.
Mending, healing word.
1 sec. I'll text you, Chris.
Okay. I think he's not. I think he's not wounded, Cyrus.
Yeah, but Cyrus is gonna try it anyways.
Yeah.
While he texts you, DM, can I ask you a fun question?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any powerful fiend or devil? I can't remember which one Cambion is. I think it's fiend. Is
Well,
Maurice
I
is a
mean,
fiend?
devil would be a subtype of fiend, so yes to both.
Oh yeah, no, you're thinking of like demons versus devils,
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
but
Yes.
they're all fiends.
Yes. Cambion would fall under devil.
Got you. Are there any devils in the... Are we within 3 miles of that Iron Fort? Bay?
Probably not. It would probably be a bit of a march.
That's fair. It's totally understandable. I just go, well, I don't feel anybody, I think.
What do you mean?
I just, sometimes when I concentrate hard enough, it feels like nature tells me some things. Like influence from other planes of existence. Like there's
That's
one
cool.
time in Mechanus, I could definitely, well, it wasn't in Mechanus, it in normal land, but I could tell that something was from Mechanus. It is a very long story. Robots are very annoying and they don't like a centaur.
about throwing us downstairs. Thief.
I don't like him.
Uh,
I have my issues. I have my issues. Is all I am saying.
I give him a little pat on the back of his calf because I'm that tall.
Oh,
Thank you, Bramble Mother. My friend Nurse was kidnapped, and I am very not okay with these.
it's true. Nurse, Beans, Toes. What were the other ones?
Cyrus, it's Nurse, Beans, Hammer, Sap, Harriet, Tau, Toes, and Zakar, and Cyrus, and Brando, and
Yeah,
Arcade.
but we weren't kidnapped.
And,
yeah,
Except
yeah,
with your other
yeah,
friends
that's right.
back
and
then.
Ringo and John.
No. I have no friends named Ringo or John.
John, what a weird name.
Not yet.
Name's made up.
Not yet.
Grab the mother.
Okay, since I'm unconscious, I'll go ahead and leave for now.
What?
Okay, so
Goodbye, Todd.
Why? What is happening?
What do you just tell it what?
Todd, you got places to be,
Boom!
feel like
and
this
he's
being
gone.
coy.
Boom!
Yeah,
What did he message you?
I was gonna say, sounds like you need to check your phone, bro.
yeah. No, I did. He was very unclear on his on what he was trying to do. I think he was meaning to duck out early. He did not say as much, but I suspect he meant to duck out early, and he was basically like, yeah, Brando's way too fucking PTSD right now to go on, so he's just gonna take a long rest. Self-inflicted level of exhaustion.
Why is he so PTSD?
Bless his heart.
This is like the third person he's had to bring back from the dead.
Well, if you
It's just a
consider,
lot all at once.
I guess
if you
it's fair.
consider that this is like the first week that like half of our characters, like say Cyrus and Brando, are going to have actively engaged in like actual literal warfare.
Oh, I guess that's fair.
It kind of tracks.
That makes
We've been
sense.
through a lot, but it's always been a very small scale, individual, band of orcs kind of nonsense.
Yeah, that's fair. I was thinking it was because Wild died, not the battle in general. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Never mind. Even
He's
though
back.
I'm unconscious, I will stay in.
I like.
I was just typing nice shit to be
Yeah.
just like, you know what? When fucking he comes back, I'm gonna fucking put in there that like Wild cradles Brando, so we put him in bed. Like he's a soft,
Yeah,
he's
no,
my
it's-
soft little boy, and no one can fucking touch him. And if
Yeah.
you do,
No.
I'll kill you.
Look, I appreciate the method role playing, Todd, but
Yeah.
but that probably wasn't necessary.
Also, will you enter out of character? Oh, never mind. I guess we talk later.
No, it's cool. Yeah, if Brando's just gonna be like, yeah, no, I'm clocking out. I've had enough. That's perfect.
No,
That's fine.
Brando seriously had a problem with what happened.
Yeah.
He exhausted himself.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Fair. Was it the battle specifically, or
Am I allowed to share?
I mean, I can't look. I need to impress upon you guys. I didn't do it. This is not GM imposed exhaustion. This was a decision that Todd made. So Todd doesn't have to explain nothing to nobody from
if you
unconsciousness.
if you promise to have an in-character conversation about it later, you don't have to explain. But I'm dumb, so please do explain at some point.
So part of it was like Brando's just horribly stressed out. Like
That's fair.
he's prepared to lose against the general, but this was a fight where we had extra troops. We had probably our full force, and we didn't even take him down to maybe even half HP when we were starting to lose people. Like we were doing everything we could, and if it weren't for Zakar, we definitely would have died. And the
Cool.
other part is he's obsessed, like, oh, we've lost, like, holy cow, we lost, and we have a huge army right by us that could just invade at any moment, which is why he was working on Wild's legs.
Ah,
So
That
we
makes
could
sense.
run if we needed to. And he was just like, can't let this happen, can't let this happen, gotta do something, just
Yeah.
madly obsessed and stressing himself out. When he heard about the eye, it's like, gotta take care of that. And just ragging himself thin.
Yeah.
thought
Okay.
process.
Thank
But-
you for explaining.
Yeah, but all you guys know is that Brando was feverishly working on all this stuff, and then just fucking collapsed.
Just passes out.
Yeah.
Not talking or anything. Just like, yep. That
I
makes
had
sense.
this idea when we first started
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, no, that's really good. I like it.
It makes
Why-
sense.
Wild just says this is what happens to all natural warriors who have such a big day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They pass out.
Just in real life too, if somebody's like overworking themselves with stress,
Yeah.
they're going to like have horrible sleep or just like maybe faint
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
I feel kind of smart because while you were gone, I was just saying, like, well, what's wrong with Brando? I mean, this is like, first like week of his life he's ever done
First
actual
battle.
warfare,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like
that's why I
literal
said.
warfare.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I said it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have done a lot of good work in the past week, but it's worth saying that you guys have seen some shit. Like, you guys have never done something on this scale previously, and the moment you stop to think about it, it's a lot.
That makes sense. That was why I asked to
This
explain
is
it though, because
kind
I'm
of-
dumb.
Go ahead, Am.
No, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Thank you for explaining though. I thought this was about Wild dying, and that's why I was confused.
No.
Partially. Like Wild died, but it's like there's no time to rest. We have a huge army by us that can invade at any time.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to think on maximum overdrive. Oh, tired myself out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That makes
This-
sense.
This is kind of like World of Beasts Fallujah right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild's just like, so now you guys understand why orcs built us, right? You understand how, like, this shit's really intense, so I'm not going to tell you guys to keep pushing, but,
I mean,
I'm
we've met
good to,
Graves.
I'm good to go. We could pick back up and we could press our advantage. Well, I
Yeah.
guess. And then I look at Brando and in my arms, and then I just go, you know what? Never mind. Maybe like a long rest would be good. A long rest would be good. We can do like
Our-
one long rest.
Oh,
Our
you know
troops
what?
need to recover too.
Yeah. On that subject, speaking of troops, Sakar should, probably like beckon over to, the dwarven leadership who is
Yeah.
present here.
I was gonna get to that. I think at some point in this conversation, just because there's a lot of people that are eager to see that you guys are okay. Here's a couple more characters to fill Allie's head with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two figures, well, three figures technically. Approach. One is a hobgoblin on the back of a warg.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one is he's a straight up troll. He's a for real troll.
No
Yeah.
cap.
They come riding up. And
Immediately hide behind. I immediately like step a little behind Wild
yeah.
from the hobgoblin because it's
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the hobgoblin rolls up with the big troll behind him. Hobgoblin is like, "A report, Baron. And Great Club is here for moral support."
Great club.
Let's have it, Rogan. Good work, by the way.
The Commander, Steelbrow, wishes to inform you that he has every intention of setting up a siege base outside of Fairbrook by the end of the day.
Nice.
Understood. Thank you, Rogan.
End of report. He looks down at Brando and says, "Is the halfling okay?"
He's had a day.
He's sleeping now.
Just leave it.
Halfling has had a day.
A day
But-
was had by all.
I just hold up my shovel and I just go, by the way, if we need any sappers, I have a shovel. Let's get to digging. Know what I mean?
Should I arrange to have the Skyfire carried to the camp.
Oh, okay. I guess. Yeah. Should I carry him?
Do you want to
Sure.
carry him, Wild?
Is Wild? I'm not sure if Brando was able to fix Wild's arms in time.
Yeah, you don't feel great, Wild. You're not dead, but you don't feel well.
With 42 HP, I could still move.
Mhm.
Hey, I'm
Would you
healthier
like-
than a lot of people right now. Okay.
Would you like some more heals, Wild?
No, you go ahead and save those.
Okay.
We'll have a long rest here, and it'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's also the reason that I was trying to hint at, like, Brando is stressed. Brando's doing this. Brando's doing that. He's not
No, I
paying
love it.
attention to himself.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Thank you.
Hints are good. Blatant hints even better, because I'm dumb.
I feel it too sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Are you gonna try and carry Brando, Wild?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
You
expect it to be that heavy.
you go to pick him up. The troll leans forward and puts a hand on yours and is like, "Great club."
Put a hand on Great Club's hand. Great Club. Great Club. Great Club. And then I take my hand off. No. I look at Great Club and I was like, Great Club, do you want to take him?
Great club. He
Okay,
he
Great
gives a
Club.
nod.
All right, yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah. Great
trust
club.
you, Great
Great club picks him up, slings Brando over his shoulder, lumbers
Pat.
off.
Pat Brando as it goes.
Yeah. He gives you guys a knowing nod and is like, "Great club."
I look down at Bramble Mother and I'm just like, Great Club gives really good cuddles. Dude, I'm not even gonna lie. Brando is in for a treat.
I see. I shall take your word as truth. Truly have a very interesting comrades.
Eclectic, one would say. Multifaceted.
Yeah, Zakar just kind of shouts from across the way. It's like, yeah, we're weird.
Bramble Mother.
But they're very, very good. They're very, very good.
See.
They
Yes, Cyrus.
thank you for sticking with us as far as you have. I understand today's probably been a lot for you too. It doesn't have to be your fight if you don't want to, but we're glad you're here. And I fumble around in a pocket because I can't see anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I pull out a friendship token.
Oh,
I think this is a friendship token. It might be a button, but I'm pretty sure it's a friendship token. I can't see.
oh no. Well, I take it. I greatly appreciate it. I'm very, very touched by your generosity.
It's like a little wood coin that has a terrible drawing that's supposed to be a dragon, but it looks like a mongoose.
Wait, didn't Cyrus already give Bramble Mother one? Or
Yes, yeah.
Did I? Okay, here's another one. Double friendship. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Double the. This is why notes are important.
Yeah, I don't know where my book is at the moment.
All Cyrus knows how to do is give coin.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to know that they are my friends, and I can only do it in physical ways.
You don't have. I mean, you can tell. You don't have to do physical ways to show that you're a friend with anybody. I mean, you could just. I mean, I think everybody here is very. It's very obvious that of your esteem towards them.
Mm.
make out. No.
What?
I ship it.
Brando.
Great
So-
club. Oh, great club. Great club.
Oh yes, Cyrus.
Cyrus has a crush on the other frog lady, remember?
It's true.
What's her name? Shoot, she was right. She was one of the... I didn't find the notes.
Yeah. No,
she was super
this
weird. I
this
love
is
her.
exactly what I expect from Cyrus. I expect Cyrus to be like, no, I have a crush on,
What's her name? You know.
yeah.
No, it's something that sounds like Morta. What's her name? I'll find my notes.
No, it's like so
Florida.
similar.
Florida.
She was one of the.
No, it's like Merida or something.
Yeah, it's
Where?
not another M name.
Yeah.
It is not Morida or Morig. It just kind of sounds in that general vicinity.
hmm
Anyways,
I could tell you, but I think it's funnier if I don't.
Don't tell us.
Yep.
Her name is Mandy.
it's not Mandy.
With 3 eyes at the end.
yeah. Mandy.
3 I's and 1 Y.
Yes.
The Y is not where you think it is.
it's somewhere in
It's
there.
at the beginning of the name.
Yeah, it's a silent Y at the beginning of the name.
The Y is silent. Oh my god. Anyway.
Oh, really? Anyway.
Yeah, fucking narrative. True to the commander's word, there will be a siege camp, just outside the front gates of Fairbrook by the end of the day. The storm guard worked quickly. And you guys are obviously more than welcome to be a part of it.
Yeah, I was about to say, it was like Wild gets into it right away, +1 shovel, fucking, like, yeah. What do you need me to? You need me to dig? I'll dig.
While you have wounded, it's best to move your units along with them. Otherwise, they'll be too exposed.
Oh, did you?
So,
Yeah. So where we going, boys? Where we heading?
I mean, if they're already going to set up a camp there.
I was gonna say, Chris, on the map, are they like trying to set up a barricade like here at the far end of Dragon Slope,
Let
like
me.
here.
or are they marching the rest of the way like to Fairbrook?
They quite literally march. Hold on. Do I have a? I feel like I should have something for this, but we'll just use we'll use this Volric token. They are literally going to march from the bridge right out the front gate of Fairbrook and just set up camp there.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Mhm.
I'm Zakar is going to suggest to the rest of his friends that since they are going to have a lot of wounded, mostly the lightning jaw,
Mhm.
that their units might need to just fall back and regroup entirely.
Mhm.
Which, if they have appropriate leadership, the rest of us can continue onwards with the main force.
Mhm.
That is the idea that I'm putting up. Splitting the force, but not the party.
Because I think like if we were to quote unquote do anything during Tuesday this day, like I would definitely send the Lightning Jaw to go over with Morden to fucking set up the stuff, because they're way more safer there in camp than they would be out with us.
Yeah. Here, if it makes you feel.
Well, I was gonna say like send them back to Coldberg even.
Wow, even to Coldberg?
If
Well,
it make,
I mean, they
I
got,
mean, having somebody at Coldberg wouldn't be a bad idea. You are right.
well, there's that, but also they got completely routed, bro. Like,
They did.
They're quite hurt.
if it makes you feel better, I'll put it, all the unit tokens on the board, and you guys can do what you want.
How quickly can a unit recover? Like, if we spend the night, they're probably not gonna be at full health, right?
I would say on like, we haven't really made a hard rule on that, I don't think.
Yeah, no, for unit replenishment, I don't think we have. Cause what is it? These guys don't have, they don't have a fucking dice to roll.
They don't have hit die.
They don't have hit die, do they?
I mean, every unit, every creature should have hit die.
Everybody has hit die. But what hit die does the Aegis of Bahamut have?
Yeah. Unfortunately, hit die is not shown on these particular character sheets.
No worries.
Yeah, not a matter of not having them.
Well, if we were to go by their CR, 3. 4 for Warclaw. 3 for Bahamut, 3 for Lightning Jaw.
I mean, I
and
could
1 for Band of Bullywugs.
I could look up. Hang on. Hold on 1 second. I might be able to get you guys some data here. Yeah, if we have the actual unit cards rather than the Foundry ones, we can see that Band of Bullywugs has 13 D8 hit die.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that
Bob.
makes sense.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say that they could they could be mustered enough to be battle ready.
Okay.
I'm hesitant to say on a long rest as like a blanket rule, but I might not be wrong.
That's fair.
Well,
On this particular scale, it seems it would seem inappropriate to be like one long rest should be enough, but realistically, I don't think I want to worry about it too terribly much.
Well, with that in mind, then, something, get the walking wounded up. We're moving out. Let's go siege the fucker.
We're going to pull the devil out of Fairbrook.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
While
does-
just holding a
Let's hope
shovel.
he's
in
not
his-
actually there.
Does that mean everybody? All the troops?
Everyone,
I think this is.
bandage up, move it out, move along.
Beautifully done.
All right. Whoops.
How
Okay.
long have you rest?
Well, we haven't. That's the decision that we're making because we
Yeah,
rest when we get there.
Yeah, we'll basically rest now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Wild is all about just yes. But seriously though, what is it? Where are we? Volric. Hey DM,
Mm-hmm.
did I ever fight Volric during the war?
Fight him? Well, no. You didn't really fight against Odenheim in the war.
Fair.
They, much like right now, they were tentative allies.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Well, it would just definitely be I would definitely go up to Volric and just be like, "Hello, Commander." Wild for the and then. Oh wait, is he even available to us?
I mean, he is. He's busy, but I mean, you've talked with him previously before you guys came over here, so.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, and he would. I mean, he would express as much as like, "Hey, you guys said you were gonna come over here and clear a path for us, and you did. So thanks for that. Here we are."
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the front lines. As you can see, the devils are currently heavily entrenched in Fairbrook. And then I point over at Cyrus. I just go, "We got a letter from all of the demons. They're doing bad stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? Like eating people." I look back over at Cyrus.
Standard demon, terrible stuff.
You know, demon things.
Jaywalking.
They're trying to
Walking is
taunt
very
us.
serious.
J floating.
Double parking.
They're walking
Arson.
on the grass.
Arson.
Oh, and they stole all of my OJ.
They stole all of my OJ.
They
also
stole
did.
grandmother's chocolate cockroaches or whatever they
Yeah.
were.
They also did reverse
They
arson.
did indeed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Figure
I actually
that
got
one
them
out.
from Fairbrook too.
Oh, those are really good. I was looking forward to getting those
Yeah.
again.
And then I just
I
show
might
him
be
my
able to pay for
shovel.
some.
Mhm.
I show him my shovel, and I just go. So anyway, where do we dig?
Yeah.
You know,
He puts you in charge of like, whatever group he's put in charge, in charge of like, digging trenches or anything outside the wall. Like he's just like you go help them.
Oh, beautiful.
I mean, could we realistically dig some holes under the wall? Not enough for an army, I guess.
Look, you can play all the Dungeons and Dragons you want. Like I'm just here to tell you what happens.
Mm-hmm.
They will expect us to go in through the gate, right? And we've got a lot of people, so we kind of have to go in through the front gate.
It would be the most expedient way to get people in here.
But it's also the area that they probably are most armed and ready for us.
Most assuredly.
This is an old town. Are there any walls that are kind of breaking and crumbling that we could perhaps blow up or something?
Cyrus,
Make
have
the
you
walls
ever
come down?
Cyrus, have you ever been to Fairbrook previously?
Yes.
Okay.
When he was a tad.
Yeah. In a jar.
Yeah, he had just the back legs.
Yeah.
Didn't have the front legs yet. It was super awkward.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
Yeah, it's like I know we're all joking around and stuff, but that's like a really, really cute mental image. Little top-heavy tadpole propelling itself awkwardly on back legs. Occasionally, it falls over just on its face, and then it's like, "I'm okay." Picks itself back up. Is that you digging, Wild?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
raging.
Oh yeah, you're doing great. Well, to answer a question, Cyrus, Fairbrook is, one of the oldest cities in the world. It has had plenty of time to grow, but it has kind of kept up. It's kind of kept itself in the. It's tried to update itself in such a way that it retains a lot of the same aesthetics. It kind of started out just being kind of like a really big religious center. And after a while, the town had to grow around it, and then they had to build a wall around the town, and then the town continued to grow outside the wall, so they had to build another wall around that. So it ends up being this kind of like tiered city type thing where there are districts that get more ancient the more inward you get.
Makes sense.
But it tends to be a little more affluent the closer you get to the middle, and then the middle is where the ruling class resides, and it means that the oldest fortifications are actually inside the wall.
That makes sense. So the wall that we are currently parked outside of will be new and not breaking apart.
It will be the one that they are most concerned with being knocked down. It is it would be the largest and most impressive and most well kept, defensive measure that the city has.
Well,
as we're setting up, Zakar wants to call another powwow of friends and vassals.
Mm-hmm.
And says
Probably
so, wait.
everybody except Brando is present.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So what's this about a letter?
oh, fish around in pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Find a paper, pull it out. Wait, that's a
Yeah.
napkin. Throw it away.
Mhm.
Fish around again. Pull out actual paper. I
Mhm.
think this is it. I don't know. I hand you a crumpled paper. That might be a napkin.
Yeah, a crumpled, bloody letter.
Okay.
Okay. As Zakar reads it and thinks, I'm going to take this to the dwarves, but I have a thought.
Okay.
If they're anticipating a siege, which they are, Waves letter,
Uh-huh.
then we have time.
Uh-huh.
Who?
And
But
it
they're-
might be good to see what that Fort of Steel is about before anything gets too frisky and we're all just sitting around anyway.
Hmm. It's not a
If
bad
they see
idea.
through us.
I've dug 3
But what
trenches
if
and I
they-
get back up completely dirty.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. We should go to the foot.
But also, the longer we stall, the more people are getting eaten.
The faster we win, the sooner they live.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Do you think sitting here is just going to make us win faster?
No.
Cyrus,
And
Paladin of Bahamut.
if we have to defend ourselves, doing it from a fortress would certainly be much better. Even if the cannons are facing the wrong direction.
Now, like, Cyrus, have you ever seen those cannons? Are they, like, really big? Are they, like, too big? Or could you, like, move them?
I don't know if I don't think I've been to the Fort of Steel. I don't know. Would that be a popular tourist attraction? DM?
Did they ever
Probably
Did they do
not.
tours?
proselytize?
Not really. I mean, it was put
No.
there to be a watchtower and scare off pirates. It's not.
All I know is that it was aimed towards the waterway there. So I suspect they don't have a whole lot defending towards the city that why would they have to defend against themselves? But we could go check it out.
I'm curious, Zakar, what you intend here.
What I intend, or
Yeah,
what's
what
Zakar's plan?
what are you hoping to get out of visiting the Fort of Steel?
Literally any edge to get this shit to end that much faster.
Okay.
Because Zakar's logic of visiting the Fort of Steel is A, we have time. We're either just going to sit here and wait for the siege and do siege things,
Sure.
or not. So A, let's not.
Yeah.
B, there has to be something of worth there, even if what we find out is that the thing of worth isn't there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So let's
no.
do it.
Knowing that it's uninhabited will actually cross it off our map.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Additionally, this mission can be accomplished with the 5 pints plus 2.
Right. Well, I mean, it kind of. I feel like I may have iterated some of this previously, but I will do so again because
It might have been a month.
in a day or two, you guys could just have scouts go and come back and tell you. The baby Cyrus,
The Muggle Lump.
the Muggle Wump.
Oh god, yeah, basically.
I'm Bible.
Okay.
I love the Hobbit.
So, the what you understand of the Fort of Steel is that that it basically sits at the top of a very high cliff. Because like in olden times, the pirates who live on an island just north of Fairbrook would come down that river to do a number of nefarious things in the region. So they set up the fort at the top of the cliff with the means to harry any ships that were coming down the way that they didn't want around. It's been there for a very long time. It keeps the pirates from coming too far inland, and while there's no activity there right now. It largely it's not it's not considered to have a tremendous amount of tactical value in this particular, at this particular time. Whatever troops Fairbrook had put there are not there anymore because obviously they had better shit to do. And it was secured by Tearfang shortly after they moved in, but they didn't stay because it didn't behoove them to do so. It does not have it has like siege weapons, but they're all pointed down the cliff. And even if you did go through the trouble of pointing them in the other direction, they would never reach Fairbrook if they wanted to. So I think the best you could hope for is like a Helm's Deep situation where it's like, well, we could fall back to the fort if we had to, but there's nowhere to go after that. Unless you think you can survive falling off the cliff. So.
Guys, I feel like the DM is telling me to hurry up and wait.
I mean, short answer, there's nothing for you there, but I'm not going to tell you not to fortify it if you really want to.
It is a good point though that we could get cornered there, as opposed to if we had stayed here, we could fall back to Coldberg, or there are many avenues of retreat if we have to.
We have many ways.
Yeah, there would be better ways to retreat if you had. I mean, at this point, Tearfang's on the defensive, so like if you guys needed to leave for some reason, you could just do that. If they had to leave, they have a problem. And the Fort of Steel would not offer them a tremendous amount of reprieve.
Wild just comes back up from digging and he just says, I mean, I guess technically speaking, we could if you really wanted to. And then I look over at the dwarves. Explosions, powder, black powder, blows up buildings, right? I had a friend named Sap, but he only dug the hole and he never blew up the stuff. Question mark. I just kind of look around. No. I could have sworn I heard a story about someone blowing up.
I think that was when we had gone.
I look at Sakar. Explosive powder.
No, that was adamantium. The explosives were already there. We did not provide those. And Zakar got blown up. Also, I wasn't there for that. I don't know why I know this story.
I mean, probably because Zakar and Brando would never let you go without hearing it.
Yeah.
Well, there's that, and I mean, the scar in particular on Zakar because it is far too prominent to forget about.
Wild just comes back over and he just says, I just don't think that I could get through under the wall with just this.
Your full tank shovel?
I mean, it's pretty good, right? But
Dungeon Master.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know how I used Find Steed to summon a Pegasus the other day? What if there was some kind of burrowing mount? Some kind of giant mole creature?
What if there was, Cyrus? What if?
Would that be an option?
I feel like what you're asking me is veering dangerously into a different spell description.
It's very possible, yes. Yeah. Alright, I tried. Sorry, Wild. I don't have any explosive. I got guiding bolts. That's all I got.
That's
Wild Mother, do you have any fiery, explodey spells? Or not Wild Mother, Bravo Mother. Sorry.
No, I had trouble with that too. Yes, I do have one of. I do have Fireball. I could do that. Or if we want to, I mean, granted, this would take more of my resources, but If you would be amenable, I would be able to get 6 of you. I could fly to the top of the wall and then cast scatter, and I could get 6 of you onto the other side without notice. Oh well.
Oh,
We
fuck
did-
yeah.
We did talk about that before.
And
It's
then
the
I could
matter
just
of
open
getting.
the door.
But you did mention, but knowing Fabric, I think if we want to use that at now or at another time when there's another tier to cross.
Mm. Especially if it's just 6 of us. If we're crossing this wall, I suspect there's an army of people on the other side of that wall.
Mm-hmm.
So we might want to save that one till they're less possibly expecting where we're gonna be.
It's wise counsel.
Quick aside.
Mhm.
While we were marching, did anyone of the party think to tell Zakar why and who Morig is and here?
Oh
We
yes,
introduced you
Wild definitely was just like, oh yeah, so all right, let me catch you up. Okay, so the Bramble Mother was this, and she tells you all about the Bramble. And he goes, okay, and Morig, dude, you will never guess. I never see him do anything, and he says he comes back with like 200 kills. I think he might be lying.
We-
However, I do go then there, and there are dead people. So like, are they dead before he gets there? Are they not? I've just never seen it. You know what I mean?
Did these arrows fall from the sky?
And then everyone's just like, where did the arrows come from? And I'm just like, I don't know. Why are you asking me?
And why did the arrows always land on the throat? Like every
What?
time, it's weird.
Yeah, Morin creates dead people. Like I don't necessarily believe that they're, but
the entire troop of the Vervida say that.
they were probably living beforehand.
We met him at the the bulwark, the bastion. We met him at the bastion.
Nope.
You
No?
met him at the bulwark.
Bulwark, the one that we went to.
The bulwark.
He was there.
And he helped us through the swamps. He is
He
very
is
good at
trustworthy.
trekking.
I'd say trusting everybody.
Wait, he already passed initiation, Cyrus. It's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, well,
but more to
just
the
not.
point, this is your town. You're the scout here. How do we get in?
The morgue?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like there's a lot of minutia planning for the battle ahead in front of you guys.
Pretty much, yeah.
And there's a lot of important questions that I am not prepared to answer right this moment. Also, it is just after 10 o'clock, so I think it's a conversation we can postpone, and we can resolve that plan in between here and the next session. And then, next time, you can enact whatever harebrained scheme you come up with. Does that sound like a plan?
Yes, it does, because I'm pretty sure it's going to involve something with Morig finding a way into the city for us, and quickly followed by powder kegs.
Yeah, boy.
All I'm saying, baby, I just pat my +1 shovel and I give it a kiss. Mwah. We're gonna do work, baby. We're gonna do work. Don't you worry. We're gonna do work.
I just remembered there were explosives at when we were defending Town also.
Yeah,
So
you
we've done
guys
that a
can't
number of
get away
times.
from black powder.
It's true.
Hey, I survived the first time it exploded.
Brando didn't.
No.
Yeah.
But I intend to survive the second time. Brando, you shouldn't be anywhere near the second.
Raise
It's very dangerous.
raise your hand if you've died.
Raise his hand.
Yo.
Raise a hand.
Yep.
Brando, you're unconscious.
Oh,
All right.
You can't even
His
respond.
hand
I raised
You,
flops
Brando's
up.
hand.
you can't even
I raised
We know
respond to
Brando
that.
died.
Brando
raised-
parts and compliance.
Mhm.
There's deeply concerned.
I'm now suddenly very concerned for for our new folks. Yeah. Listen. Really, what you should take away from this is that we come back. We come back, okay? So don't panic if it seems real bad.
No,
Oh,
no,
it's
I'm
Zakar.
staying. This is my fight too.
How do I talk as Brando?
Probably click on Brando first. I'm not actually sure.
The entire unit of the Vervidas are sleeping now.
Yeah.
Zakar goes over to
Oh,
Cyrus.
Brando's not even on this. That's why.
Brando's not even on the map.
Ah.
Couldn't click
see if
on him
I
if you
can
wanted.
What's up, Zakar?
I cannot drag him.
He just pats you on the shoulder. Was like, look, shit's fucked up, but we're all planning on getting out of here. We're not planning on dying. And
Right.
besides, I already told Lon to have all of Black Rim ready for the victory feast that's to come. So, I mean, let's kick the shit in of some demons, call it a day, then we can take your new friends back to the mansion and drink it all off.
Sounds like a plan. We can do it.
Home by Festivus.
Yeah. And we're not going to think about all the people that are being eaten inside that city right now.
Tune in next week for our D&D episode titled Home for Festivus.
Yeah!
You're welcome.
Is there anything else, or do we want to say goodnight to Twitch?
That sounds good.
Yeah, I've done all I can think of, really.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next time we meet, there will be blood.
Good
More
night,
blood.
Twitch.
There will be blood!
Good night.
The war
I'd like to
claws have
I
apologize.
still haven't changed that.